marketing, and I had a question for Fernando. The computer usage in Mexico, you made a remark it was kind of low, you wish it was higher. What are online buying trends for consumers in Mexico? Are they embracing it? Are there companies in Mexico? What's the online buying potential in Mexico?
Very good question. It is a market. People want to buy things, but people still don't trust giving their information, their credit card information online in Mexico. We have a lot of security, but people are very hesitant. So that makes it, a little complicated to sell online. And then if we pass that, we come to a second issue, that's logistics, delivering the product. So, because FedEx and all the big ones are in Mexico, DHL, UPS, but they're very expensive. And let's just say that the Mexican Postal Service is not, I don't know why people here complain so much of the US Postal Service. I think it is awesome. I think it is awesome, it's the best, I'm a fan. If they have a Facebook page, I'm gonna like it. I don't know why people complain about it. So the thing is, so that's the challenges that we have. People want to buy things online in Mexico, but they can't. They can't do it. Just my brothers back in Mexico, they complain because I need to buy the stuff for them, and then when I go visit, I have to take the stuff with me. Because they want to pay Amazon. Send me that thing, send me the Kindle, send me an iPad, send me this. They cannot do it. So it is a challenge, and we would be getting, so it's having confidence on online, giving your information.
Yeah.
And it's logistics, delivery, and it also has to do with companies. I mean, you would pay extra just to get it from FedEx. It doesn't matter, but sometimes Amazon will say, no, I won't sell it. I won't sell it to you. They won't accept your American Express from Mexico. So that's also something that the companies have to work on, because the market is there. It's just they're looking somewhere else.
Good morning. My name is Carla Mays, and I'm with the Social Innovators and Investors Resource and the San Diego Innovation Bridge. My question is to Fernando. I was really excited when you were talking about the different innovators that are looking for folks to use their freemium products and give market research. And so those resources, I was fortunate enough to win the Code for America hackathon in February with some Code for Mexico.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I have lots of hacker friends, and so in Mexico, and now that they've gone home, those resources to know what those companies are, the new startups or the folks that are ideating on ideas in Mexico, and then to be having access to those companies that are looking to do market research, because we would like to do more work with them.
Yes, thank you. So we're finishing that list because not everyone that comes here is looking for early adopters for the technology. So
Yeah.
We're talking about there's more than, again, 10, but it's only me, so it's difficult for me to talk to everyone. But I mean, at least we have 10 companies that have their products, their services, that are willing to exchange just for feedback with US companies. And I understand some companies being hesitant about, well, what are you talking about, Mexican technology? What am I going to do with it? But you just have to jump in, really. And
more opportunities. From my perspective, it's like, who am I looking for teams? And then what skill sets? Because Jay and I just started working on this project called the San Diego Innovation Bridge. And with that, we're beginning to work on more NSF projects where we're looking for Mexican innovators. We're looking for them to maybe do some of the back end work for us on some of our projects. And so understanding who those companies are and who those innovators are, and having a list of those folks.
I have that, not with me right now, but I have that. Just, it really depends if you want Java, if you want Ruby on Rails, if you want PHP. You tell me what you need.
We need a platform for you so that I can just, when I'm at 3 o'clock in the morning,
I know.
and I want to contact you.
3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
My wife will love that.
That's why you need need that what I'm saying is a platform that does that for you, that has those algorithms to be
We're actually talking to a Mexican company called Veramico to get that going. He was here for 3 months, and we're working on it. It's just, it takes time.
On a note, a special note about San Diego, the Tijuana and the San Diego university's relationship is so strong.
Absolutely.
That the CETIS University, which is a private university, as well as the State University, have binational degrees. They have a very strong cooperation with San Diego State University,
Absolutely.
University of San Diego.
And we're working with Teddy Cruz at UCSD.
Yes, and
So
so I
that's
just
it.
wanted you to know that's
Yeah.
crucial, and there's a very active international exchange, student exchange, and the international business careers do training, cross training in San Diego and Tijuana. So that's extremely important.
We can get you that information. I mean, and they come here regularly.
Absolutely.
We have companies from Tijuana, we have
Right.
companies from Sonora, all over Mexico that can help you out with that.
Wonderful.
Good morning, my name is RJ Castro, I'm with the Story Road Business Association and Treasurer. A question, I guess, for the Chamber, and then also, if anyone would like to respond. As you talk about innovation and you talk about these corporations or companies coming into the area or Mexico, really, where does the small business, and I don't mean the small business as, maybe 100 stores, but I mean the guy that's only got the one store, maybe 2 restaurants, maybe, and all these different changes that are happening through green technology, and specifically within San Jose, we have to gotten rid of the plastic bags, and now we got to get rid of the styrofoam and all these things.
Yes.
And all these things are a cost to the business owner, and for them just to stay afloat, pay their rent, pay the lights, to stay in business, to then change over to a new product or to have a resource that they do need to advance and to become economically stable in competition. How do we help those small businesses? How do I go to that store as you're going door to door and you're talking to those businesses? How does a small guy, kind of touch into what everybody's doing here so they can stay afloat and they can stay competitive? Here in Silicon Valley, in San Jose, it's pretty competitive. So are there resources, grants, things that can help them, starting locally, and then, from there, more of a federal, national level?
Join the chamber.
Yeah.
And that's only partially tongue-in-cheek, and you might be able to elaborate on this, but so much of the partnership that we've heard about that exists between any part of Mexico, Tijuana in particular, and San Diego, what is it all about? It's about relationships,
That's right.
right? And it's about understanding the need that you have and somebody else who can fulfill that need. Some of the restaurants that you mentioned, restaurant, it was one of the companies that, how does a small restaurant get going? We've got a success story of a company called Cosmopolitan Catering now. They joined the chamber as a 3 or 4 person business, and they're not a small business anymore. They're up to about 150, 200 employees, and they'll tell you that they grew it solely through the chamber. Solely because of the networking and the awareness that comes by being able to get to know somebody, to get to know their family, get to know who they are, get to know their background, feel comfortable with them on a personal level. And once you establish that trust, doing business together is easy. And so having that opportunity to connect through the business association on Story Road, through the chamber and through so many of those other things, that's really the key. And that's why we have events like this, right? So that we can all understand mutual opportunities to get connected. Specifically, the chamber is to make sure that small business is not left behind. Because one of the challenges we have as a business organization is our largest members are Cisco and Microsoft and eBay and Intel and all those companies, but 80% of our members are small businesses. And that's who we need to keep front and center on our thinking as well. So we've got a small business committee that we're getting established, and that's a specific point of attention for our economic development initiative. But just more, you can't over communicate, and you can't over network and over relationship, and that's why what we try to foster. So I don't know if.
Yeah, I wanted to say for those companies that are interested in exporting, small businesses that are interested in exporting, that are new to export, do not know how to start doing that, I would highly recommend you access SCORE. Okay, so SCORE is here in Silicon Valley. They offer, I believe, at least quarterly, maybe perhaps even monthly workshops on, that are specifically focused on the new to export company, their import and export. So it's a really great place to start. I think it's maybe $30, $40 to join the workshop. It's half a day, very much worth your time. And it kind of really gets into the basics, nuts and bolts for those companies that are just getting started in that area.
One more comment on that. The Exim Bank, which you, I think you mentioned Exim Bank. On my experience, Exim Bank is great because Exim Bank exists to promote U.S. exports, and you qualify for exports of U.S. goods into Mexico. All you have to do is just find the right instrument and the right bank on their international trade, and the Exim Bank will finance. I believe it's up to 80% of financing. So that's extremely important. You can sell anywhere in Mexico and qualify for that credit because it's a U.S. manufactured good. That is an important note on Exim Bank.
We will give the final question to Dennis King of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And then following Dennis's question, Consul Jorge Agras of the Consulate General of Mexico here in San Jose, he will provide closing remarks. He is responsible for political, economic, and cultural programs here at the consulate in San Jose. So we appreciate very much his work in promoting the important economic linkages that we have in San Jose and Silicon Valley with Mexico. And he and his colleague, Fernando, played the important role in organizing today's program. So, and then we'll have an opportunity to put into practice the networking that you described. Dennis?
Well, I won't make a presentation like I'm tempted to, but I do have to admit, we've got a wonderful relationship with the Mexican Council, and we'll be talking about ongoing programs. It was my honor over 20 years ago to be the co-chair for NAFTA, and we've certainly developed a very powerful relationship with Mexico and certainly our Latin American partners all throughout. The largest federal program for helping small businesses, which hasn't really been mentioned tonight, has been the Small Business Development Centers.
Yeah.
Right.
We're the host.
Right.
Hispanic Chamber of Commerce is the host of Silicon Valley's Small Business Development Center. International is a very important part of that. Arlen Resendez is one of our SBDC business advisors. RJ, you want help? You want some help for small businesses? Talk to the man next to you. And we'll have to connect the dots. I mean, much of what we're talking about is really connecting the dots. My own personal experience in international, since I was the founder of the San Jose Chamber's International Program that I chaired for several years, it was my pleasure to speak on behalf of the commercial service. The Gold Key service I've used in Mexico, I've used in Brazil, I've used in Japan, I've used in Europe. It's the best investment any U.S. company could make if they really want to explore doing business in other countries. And sometimes what you learn is that that country's not ready for you, or you're not ready for it. You have to, and it's far cheaper to learn through a Gold Key service than the hard way. But anyway, it's tempting to make a lot of comments. It's been my honor to serve on Jim Reed's board of directors of the San Jose Chamber. There's certainly a significant network throughout Silicon Valley of business service agencies that are here for your success.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Dennis. Joanne, Jim, Fernando, thank you also very much for your wonderful presentations and for all of you for taking time from your busy schedules to be here with us. I just want to make a final note. Both President Obama and our Mexican President Peña Nieto, they had a high-level meeting in Mexico City last May, and it was about economic development between both nations. They've decided to push a binational force led by Mexico and the US as a North American initiative. They want to promote economic growth in both countries, but they want to do it together. So this is something that really stands out since the beginning of NAFTA, which was the original intention to lead the globe and set an example of economic trade to the world of what North America really is about. So in order to make this happen, the Vice President Joe Biden went to Mexico City to start the first high economic dialogue and to kickstart what do small and medium enterprises in both countries really need. And they are now paying a lot of attention to both small business owners across the border. I'm very enthusiastic about this, and there is going to be more information about the initiatives that both leaders are suggesting and promoting, and there's going to be more high-level meetings following in Washington, D.C. very soon. So please stay in touch with the consulate, we'll keep you updated about that, and please take advantage of all the wonderful resources that Fernando, Joan, and Jim have available for you. Thank you very much, and feel free to grab a magazine at the end as you walk out. Thank you.
Thanks.